Hello, everybody. This is Julissa. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening right now in the podcast. Today is Monday, October 27, 2025. I'm here to do this brief episode regarding the situation that is happening right now with Hurricane Melissa, which is called at this moment, okay, it's just past 11 p.m. here in the East Coast. It's called the strongest storm on the planet this year. Okay, before I continue, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who is listening right now using Spotify. Don't forget to follow me on Spotify. You can follow Julissa Designs Podcast. And of course, everybody who is watching this video right now on YouTube, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And everybody who's also listening using Apple Podcasts, thank you so much, everybody, for listening. I do apologize, as you can probably tell, my voice is a little um triste. I don't even know what to say, but I'm gonna do my best to speak as clearly as I can. So yeah, crazy times that we're living in right now, and I want you to please understand when I come here and tell you situations that are happening, things that we're seeing. Like I told you yesterday, I believe this week, the last week in October, is gonna be a big turning point for kind of like it's gonna put a lot of people on alert to know what is coming. What should we be preparing for if we haven't realized it yet? Today in the news, a lot of lines of people at the food banks, more industry. I think I just heard Amazon saying that they're going to lay off 30,000 employees. A lot of, essential workers, people who watch out for nuclear weapons, I believe he said, they're going to be full locked. All of this is happening right now. But please don't forget, all of this is happening, but we know that God is in control. He sees everything too. But when we believe in the Lord and faith without works is dead, you believe that when you see things that are happening, God gives you discernment, God gives you revelation. It's not for you to say, oh, yeah, but you know, preparing doesn't mean that you are not having faith, right? If anything, preparing it comes from knowing, right? That it's an act of believing, also knowing that God really showed me something about this, so I better prepare myself for what's to come. Sometimes we're like, you worry too much. People say you worry too much. You can be fear mongering. You have to just God is in control, all of that. But faith is also preparing. Preparing is also an act of believing in the Lord, right? Believing that He's gonna take care of you. You cannot just be like, oh, I'm gonna walk down right now. At 12 midnight, I'm gonna go to the worst street in New York City, and I'm just gonna walk because I believe that the Lord is gonna protect me. That's very foolish, right? That's very foolish. You need to, God doesn't call you to be a fool either, right? If anything, it speaks about preparing yourself and praying, right? We believe that God is gonna guide us through, but we also need to be alert, and we need to know like what's happening, right? So that we can be ready when the time comes for whatever it is that's coming, right? Whatever it is. So I want to say to everybody who's probably listening to this or watching this from the Caribbean, right? I believe the hardest zone right now that's being hit by the Hurricane Melissa, like I just said, the strongest, storm right now in the planet. They just called it 15 minutes ago. People in Jamaica or people who have family in Jamaica, we're praying for you guys. It looks, in DR, the Dominican Republic, also look like they had a lot of flooding happening. And I didn't think it was going to be that bad in the Dominican Republic, but from looking at the photos, it looks to me that they did get a lot of rain. So everybody in the Caribbean and mostly in Jamaica, we're praying for you guys. We're praying that this Category 5 storm, right, Hurricane Melissa, um, passes through and doesn't do that much damage that it can do, right? As we know. Let me just read to you guys a little update regarding this hurricane over there. And I do apologize, I'm having a little hard time trying to pull this article to read it to you briefly here. But it says that Hurricane Melissa begins its northward turn aiming at Jamaica. Melissa remains a Category 5 hurricane with winds of 175 miles per hour as 11 p.m. about 20 minutes ago. So as I'm speaking to you, Melissa is hitting Jamaica at 175 miles per hour. And you need to also understand, people who are from Jamaica, maybe they are more used to hurricanes than people who got stranded because, we plan vacations. We don't know what's going to happen with the weather, right? And I saw a video of somebody who's saying, they closed the airports. We're not allowed to leave. All the flights are canceled. Obviously, the airport is closed. So, and they're like, we were here on vacation. Now we're stranded here, right? Imagine going through something like that. So it says here, according to the National Hurricane Center, it's hitting Jamaica 175 miles per hour. However, the minimum central pressure of the storm has decreased slightly, so thanks to God about that, indicating the potential for intensification in the coming hours. It decreased a little bit, but it still has potential to intensify. In general, the lower the pressure, the stronger the storm. So, that's very concerning actually. It says here that the hurricane has finally begun northward turn, moving northeast at 2 miles per hour after crawling westward for most of the day. The Hurricane Melissa is still likely to be ferocious Category 5 hurricane at landfall late on Tuesday morning, through minor fluctuation in its top wind speed until the point are possible. Beyond Jamaica, Melissa is still forecast to slam Cuba. I also saw videos of people in Cuba preparing for this, and it's just, I'm not trying to say anything negative about a country, nothing like this, but when you look at YouTubers, let's just say YouTubers that go to Cuba and they do this kind of like in the towns over there, not the expensive hotels in the rich neighborhoods, but when they go and look at how people live there, the majority of them obviously, and some of the houses, they just look so weak as it is, okay? With all the respect, I'm not trying to say anything negative about that, but then the images that I saw of people preparing over there in Cuba, preparing for Hurricane Melissa, it was just like, to me, I was like, oh my goodness, God have mercy, because some of the houses, like I said, they're already weak as it is. Imagine this hurricane after it passes through Jamaica. Who knows what could happen, right? It might become bigger, or might, a lot of the times when they hit landfall, they decrease in intensity, but hitting Cuba, it's just also it's going to be catastrophic, right? That's why we have to just continue to pray. Let me continue to read also here. It's forecast to hit Cuba after it passes through Jamaica on late Tuesday night, so tomorrow night or early Wednesday morning. From there, it will impact portions of the Bahamas and surrounding areas. The core of Melissa is expected to move near or over Jamaica on Tuesday across southern Cuba Wednesday morning and cross the southern, east, or central Bahamas late Wednesday, according to the Hurricane Center. A hurricane warning remains in effect, and the storm warning is still in effect for the islands of Turks and Caicos. The warning indicates powerful wind gusts are likely to start within 36 hours. So it's just, it's like, it's so crazy to even say it like this, but the itinerary is like, it's going to go to this, it's going to go to Jamaica, Cuba, in Bahamas and then Turks and Caicos, and then it's just gonna go over to the sea. So it's so crazy. But you know, one thing that they said earlier today, it was like 2 days ago they were saying it might come to the U.S., right, to the coast of Florida. It's not gonna do that anymore, according to the path that they just updated about this. But it's, in my opinion, guys, it looks to me like it's gonna go towards areas that are already weak as it is. So we gotta pray for everybody who's being affected by this. Also, pray that the people that got stuck over there too, who are just there on vacation. I mean, imagine that, not even knowing anybody, right? You know, not knowing like the procedures and things like this, being in a different land as something like this hits. We pray that they get that God puts in their path people who are willing to help them out so that they can, return home safely. So that is the update right now, guys. Let's continue to pray for everybody being affected by Hurricane Melissa. Category 5 right now. It's called the strongest storm right now in the planet. So imagine that. Thank you guys so much for coming to the channel. Thank you to everybody who's listening to the podcast. Have a good day, guys.